Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into the USS Arawyn's mission to stabilize a cosmic corridor for the Eirian vessel. And this was, a truly impossible ethical problem from the very start.
Oh, absolutely. The stakes were just astronomical. Captain Corbin committed to holding open what the logs call an edge case pathway.
An edge case.
Yeah, and that promise, it immediately put her own ship in incredible danger. Engineering set a hard limit. They said, Captain, you have 32 minutes.
32 minutes before what?
Before the shield emitters would suffer catastrophic damage. So you fail, and the Eirians are stranded forever. You fail, and, well, you might be stranded right there with them.
And it got worse. Before they even began the stabilization effort, the crew started suffering from something called subspace-induced temporal perception variance.
Which is a very technical way of saying their brains just couldn't process time correctly anymore.
Right. It sounds terrifying. We're talking dizziness, severe nausea, and then the hallucinations started.
And these weren't random. The logs show they were tied directly to the rift's harmonic structure. They came in waves like a tide.
Can you give us an example?
They're horrifying.
Yeah.
Ensign Collingway had this vivid visual hallucination of an assimilated Lieutenant Mendon, a friend of his, stabbing him just out of nowhere.
Wow.
And Captain Corbin's was different, almost weirder. She saw this complete, quiet, domestic scene, a strange kitchen, tea, 2 mugs, and this silent, impossibly tall figure just standing there.
So with the crew spiraling, what's the first move?
Triage. You have to stabilize the people before you can stabilize the ship. Medical moved fast. They administered the antipsychotic Nardanidal ship-wide.
Pharmaceutical solution. That seems unusual for Starfleet.
It was a neural dampener. They just needed to buy time to give everyone enough lucidity for science and engineering to find the real cause and, to deal with the other problem.
The giant rift creature.
Exactly, the one they had encountered before. So how do you stabilize this corridor without provoking an attack?
They couldn't just talk to it, right?
Yeah, not with words. So they tried something pretty incredible, harmonic communications.
What does that even mean?
Basically, they were sending notes. Structured waves that create emotion rather than actual speech. They were broadcasting peaceful intent directly into the fabric of the rift.
So while they're, singing to this creature, science figures out the psychosis problem.
They do. It turns out the Arawyn's own shield frequency had put the whole ship in phase with the rift harmonics. That's what was scrambling everyone's temporal perception.
And the fix?
It actually came from an ensign, citing, of all things, an old Borg tactic. The solution was to flood the rift with high-density anti-war particles.
Why those?
Because they negate chronoton interference. They would, in theory, lock the crew's perception back into the correct timeline and stabilize the corridor itself.
Okay, so the crew is stable, the message is sent, the Eirians begin their passage. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Right on cue, the creature appears.
Yep.
Only. It's a much, much larger specimen on the far side of the corridor.
And everyone prepares for a fight.
Every single protocol screamed defensive posture. But it didn't attack. It did the complete opposite.
It was helping.
It was actively supporting the corridor. Sensors just went wild. They detected controlled compression, massive Veriton absorption signatures. The creature was using its own immense energy to reinforce the weakest points of the structure.
So you have the Arawyn holding one end open with its tech.
On a 32-minute clock, yeah.
And this ancient, massive life form is holding the other end open. They pass the Eirian vessel between them.
And the second the Eirian ship cleared the boundary, the entire corridor just collapsed. Instantly. Gone. Leaving nothing but empty space.
So what does this all mean?
It means the mission only succeeded because of this fragile, temporary, and completely unexpected partnership. It was Starfleet tech on one side and an ancient intelligence on the other that chose support over aggression.
That harmonic message? It must have worked.
It was recognized and it was answered. The door was held open for a fraction of a second, and that was enough. And that leaves a really interesting thought for you to take away from this. Given that the creature applied force with such precision, not to destroy, but to sustain, does that imply a kind of innate physical intelligence, one that's capable of recognizing shared intent, even across these vast biological differences? Was that commitment recognized and answered? It's something to think about.